It's official. I believe I'm live. Hey everyone, it's Shayla Boyd-Gill, the Luxe Your Business Mentor and the creator of the Luxe Scaling Path. I'm so glad to be back. Look, last month I did a sprint of interviews the first week of August. And yeah, so I didn't come back after that because your girl was tired. However, I am back. We are into September, and I don't know if you can believe this, but we are 3 weeks away from the Lux Your Business experience. If you all are like, what is she talking about? That wasn't the title of this. I'm going to get to it. I promise you. But it's my obligation to make sure that I let you know that we have an event coming up called the Lux Your Business Experience, September 25th through 27th in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'll tell you a little bit more about it as we get deeper into this conversation today, but I wanted to make sure that you have the information that you need. And you can see the little banner on the bottom here. You can go ahead and follow that. But today, I want to really break down why the Luxury Business Experience isn't just what we would consider another event, but this is the room that's changing everything. So it's my obligation to let you know a lot more about this experience. I've had people say, tell me more, tell me who it's for. What is it that I should be considering? How do I know if this room is for me? We're going to talk about it today. So, as I am allowing more people to get in here, I just want to do one thing because my nerves are bad. I just want to make sure that I'm actually live and we're not fooling around. Okay, I see my picture here. So, we're good. I'm happy. I think all is well. So, here's the story that I don't know a lot of people are hearing soon enough. What we know is only 6.2% of women business owners are getting to this magical 250K mark in their business. 12% of those women are getting to 100K in their business. But what we're finding is many women stall once they hit 250K, if they even get to that point. And we know it's not because you're not talented, because you had to be talented or have some kind of gift, or you're bringing something to the table to get to that point in your business. The real challenge we're seeing is there's a lack of structure, team, and the sales approach is not effective. So if that's the case, then what got you to 100, 250,000, there's a very strong chance that's not going to get you over that hump. So that 250K becomes more of a wall. You hit the wall and you stall because you don't have the tools that you need to be able to successfully move past that point. I can relate to this. I remember starting out in business and the magic number that everyone wanted to meet was 100,000. I was like, yeah, I'm game. Let's get into this program. My goal is to get to 100. The first time I tried, it was like, nope, that didn't happen. Next program I joined, finally I hit it. And I'm like, yay, I finally reached it. And then I realized the blinding truth that 100,000 wasn't enough. 100,000 in sales is one thing, but you don't have 100,000 that you're taking home to yourself, that you're paying yourself in the end. So you may generate 100,000 in sales, but once you take out all of your expenses, that 100,000 is rarely still sitting around. Expenses plus taxes and everything else, it disappears. So, what we know and what people don't like to say out loud is the fact that you need more than 100,000. 100,000 is barely enough. What we know with statistics is if only 12% of women business owners are generating 100,000 in their business, there is a large percent of women business owners that are just not making it. They're not thriving. There is a larger percent that are making less than 50,000 a year. So for all the work that you're putting in, all of the effort that you're putting in, you're not seeing this reward on the back end and you're thinking I must be doing something wrong. Am I the problem? We start blaming other people. Maybe the team is the problem. They don't know my business. They don't understand what I do enough. But again, you don't have a strategy and structure to be able to grow, let alone scale this business that you say that you want. So, what do I see women doing? I see you settling. I see you getting to the place where you are putting in so much effort, so much time, and even your resources. And you're saying to yourself, how could I possibly afford to do more? How could I possibly put myself in a situation where it would make sense to invest more, get a team, do these things that you say that I need to do? I don't have what I need for myself. I get it. I get it. Remember, I was there at one point too, and I had to finally get out of my way of building the business the way that I knew how to build it. I knew how to build my business to get to a certain point. And it was what I knew, and I kept doing the thing that I knew over and over and over again. But if you find yourself on that repeat cycle of doing the same thing and getting the same result, something needs to shift. What I did was effective to get me to 100,000, but it was not effective to grow without feeling like I was giving all of myself, without resenting the thing that I built, without feeling like, I'm okay where I am. The lie that I told myself was I'm okay, but I was not okay. I was looking at what was going on around me in my industry. I was, looking maybe at the people that were coaching me, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I did not broaden my view. I could only see to what I needed to get to tomorrow, what I needed to get to the next month to survive, what I needed to get to the end of the year. My focal point was not on my vision. Your vision needs a strategy, but you can't create the strategy without a vision. The number of women that I approach and say, what's the vision for this business? That vision is like 3 months, 6 months out. And when you ask some people to go beyond that to 3 years, 5 years out, they stall because they can't even see it. They don't have the capacity to see this is where I want to be. So I had to get into that visionary mindset. I had to create the vision for myself and then get support around the vision versus support around surviving and maintaining where I was, because I didn't want to stay there. And that's something I want you to keep in mind for yourself. Again, I have walked that walk. When you have people that are telling you these stories, it's often you're viewing them thinking you're not relatable, you don't understand where I've been. I am relatable. I understand where you've been. I've done this. I've done this in my industry. I've done it publicly, I've done it privately. It happens. But it's what you're willing to do to get out of that place that really matters. So, the reason we've created the Luxe Your Business experience is because we know there's a core group of six-figure women business owners that are in that place that I was in, that are like, I need another step. What I'm doing is not effective. So we have to get to what we call your Lux vision. You need a vision that sticks, something that you have complete clarity around. So when you're in the room with me, we make sure that you are creating that vision in the room and you're documenting the vision. I don't want dreamers. I don't want you in there saying, oh, that would be nice. No, I want you to say, this is what I want. And here's how we're documenting this. In addition to that, you need to really do a true audit of your offers and your pricing and make sure that these are things that are really converting, not things that you're holding on to because that's what you built your business on, because that's your baby offer that you've always had and you don't want to let it go because you love the name and you bought the URL for it. If it's time to shift, I need you to be willing to shift. I've held on to things too long before, and I know my clients do it. I had a client I just finished talking to where I'm like, okay, we are shifting the way that we're doing business. And if you don't shift, it's going to be a problem. You have to be willing to do that. Even in preparation for this event, I'm looking at what do I need to shift? It's 2025. Let's be real. Things are happening. What needs to happen differently? So you want to look at that audit of the offer and your pricing, and then your sales process, the confidence around your sales, ensuring that you are selling from a place of greatness, not a place of desperation. If your sales process is full of desperation, the people you're selling to will feel that desperation. And your sales process should not make you exhausted. It should not burn you out. Lastly, or not quite lastly, let's think about the other thing is just your structure, your overall structure of the business for the capacity of scaling. Is it sustainable scaling, or is it scaling that it, again, by the end of the day, you're looking at it saying, that looks fabulous, but there's no way that I could possibly do that. We want it to be doable. We want you to feel good about what you're creating, but we want you to actually create it. I don't want you to walk out of that room and say, that was so good. Close the book and never approach it again. I want you to walk out and say, that was so good. Here's my plan and here's my next step. The best part of this is really looking at a vetted community, a community of women gathering in this room that understand your language. They understand where you are in your business and they're not judging where you are and what hiccups may be occurring at this point in your business. I hear women say that it's hard attending events when maybe you have a business here and other people in the room have a business here and you have a challenge here, but you are too ashamed to state it because people think because you're here you don't have the challenge. New money, new challenge. More money, more challenge. So I just need you to know this is not a surface level event. And one of the really cool things, if you paid attention to our interview series that we had the beginning of August, I introduced you to all of my Lux advisors. And the reason that I did that, I'm going to make sure I put that up here too, if I can find it. But I introduced you to them because these are the women that I trusted to be able to support you in the room. These are the women that I said, okay, listen, my people are having a challenge. I can teach many things, but it's not my obligation to teach all things. Let me bring in the experts that can actually help you to be where you need to be. So, we're having these Lux advisors that will be joining us. This is what we did the beginning of August, but we have Dr. Lisa Lewis, who is able to support you around really managing who you are, your health, and your stress. One thing you can't do as a CEO is grow or expand if you're functioning from that place. Dr. Nadia Brown supporting you with your team, your creation, the vision of your seven figure team, and how a team can support you even when you don't feel that you're ready for that. We have Kia Dupree, who is speaking about your Lux CEO confidence. What's really the thing that's going to keep you in front of the lens and help you to be seen and make sure that you're unforgettable. We have Sanaya Williams, who's going to be supporting you with your systems, not just those things of automation, but your overall system of your business. And we have Linda Kane that's going to be having a discussion with me when it comes to scaling your business and scaling with events. So we have powerhouses. And the thing about these Lux advisors, if you paid attention before, none of the people presenting are going to be presenting with slides and doing a lecture. We are co-training. We're walking around the room. We are ensuring that your workbooks get completed, that you walk out with tangibles for each session that we present you with. So this is a working event. This is not a come and get motivated event. This is an event for you to come in and get the work done. Because if you're taking the time off of your business, I want it to be worth it for you. I want it to be worth it for you. And we need to get rid of any of these bottlenecks that are holding you down. So, again, we are 3 weeks out. We do have the room, it's filling. And if you're waiting to sign up, don't wait. this is your sign. Get into the room. If you have questions in regards to it, you can always send me a message. You can book time on my calendar. If you send me a message, I'll give you a link to my calendar, but you can give me a message here on LinkedIn if you're watching me there, Facebook, even on YouTube. Let's figure it out. Let's figure out if you are fit for this room. And if you determine that you want to be a part of it, we still have visionary passes that are available. So, no matter what, comment below. Let me know what you think about this conversation. Let me know if this aligns with you. And if you're in my community already, you know when I send out my newsletters on Saturdays, I always include what I call a Lux Queen rule in my newsletter. We have an actual card deck, and of course, I have none of my cards around with me, but your Lux Queen rule for this conversation today is I reign over my future by choosing rooms that multiply my brilliance. I reign over my future by choosing rooms that multiply my brilliance. Again, if you have questions, send me a message. I'd love to chat with you personally. And I'm going to leave you all with just a few testimonials from the Luxury Business Experience we had in 2023. This is our fourth one we're having this year. So thank you all again. Make sure that you pay attention to this. And if you need me, let me know. Talk to you soon.
Hi, it's Shayla Boyd-Gill, the Luxe Your Business Mentor, and I am so excited. We just finished the Luxe Your Business Experience out here in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. It's been such a pleasure to watch every woman transform in this room, learning not only how to scale their business, but how to up-level what they're doing as CEOs and make an impact at the same time.
Shayla is a beast when it comes to business. Her insights, her wisdom, her mentorship is what brought me out here.
Shayla was masterful in really being that example of how we can build in that support so that we can build sustainable businesses and leave a legacy.
Shayla Boyd-Gill is the real deal. Whenever she has a trip out of town, if I can make it, I'm going to be here. It is amazing every time.
The thing that I really love about Shayla's event is she takes you from beginning to end in your business. She helps fill in those building blocks that you need to really design and create a luxury life that you want.
I think the thing that really stood out for me is that your business's job is to support you, and it doesn't have to be so hard. And when you have a Luxe business, everything you need is provided because you decide to step into your leadership and be the leader that you're meant to be.
And one of the things that I thoroughly enjoyed about the Luxe Your Business Experience is the emphasis on being congruent, on being consistent, on being committed to your business, and how we as leaders really need to work on getting out of our own way.
But a process for reflecting on what works versus what doesn't, and then what's going to happen as a result really stuck with me because it really made me realize that's a missing piece in what I'm doing.
I know that I'm going to walk away with several things that are going to help me lux my business. They are also going to help me lux my life, help me lux my mindset.
One thing I would take away from this weekend is that I need this community of other women who are strong leaders and strong business owners. We really do support each other, and it just helps really motivate me to keep going.
I tend to be alone in this entrepreneurial world a lot, so actually getting a chance to meet up with like-minded women, it helps me have a chance to reflect and think about my business.
The connections in this room, from the attendees to the speakers, has changed how I see business, shed light on some things that I didn't even know were missing in my own business.
It was nice to be able to connect with everybody at dinner or after dinner and just laugh and joke and just talk about life.
Make sure you come to the next one. It is so worth your time and your energy to be here in the room with Shayla.
Don't miss next year's Luxe Your Business Experience.
Get out here, the conversations, the friendships, the new sisterhood, all of that. It is worth every moment.
Drop everything and come. It's well worth it.
If you missed this opportunity this year, make sure that you pay attention to the notifications so that you can learn more about the next experience.